Hello, friends, and welcome to today's episode. A 16-year-old boy recently beat the odds by living after doctors said he was dead. Through his illness, his family has been able to piece together some of the puzzle about why his younger brother died. Jennifer and Craig Burko dropped off their son in January to go rock climbing with his friends. But quickly, what was supposed to be a fun and happy event turned into something sad. Jennifer got a call telling her that her son Sammy was being given CPR because he wasn't responding. Craig, who used to be a fireman, knew that his son was only getting CPR because his heart had stopped beating. When most parents hear that their child's heart has stopped beating, they are shocked and scared. But for the Burkos, it was especially scary because it happened to their younger son before. Friends were rock climbing when Sammy stopped responding. 3 years before that, they lost their son Frankie. Frankie's heart quit beating after he had a small seizure. He was only 10 years old. As Jennifer and Craig went back to the rock climbing gym, they saw that the EMTs were still working hard to stabilize their beloved son. The people there could only watch as the doctors found Sammy's heartbeat several times and then lost it again. Sammy was finally taken to the hospital, where doctors stopped breathing for 90 minutes and did CPR on the teenager. Craig was hopeful as he watched, but he also knew that things might not go well. "My hopes were that my son would wake up all of a sudden like in the movies," he said. "But in my mind, it was the same thing we went through with our other kid. Something about it made me feel bad. It had been too long." Docs spent a long time trying to steady Sammy before they called his time of death. This was the second time in the Burkos' lives that they were told their son had tragically died. Jennifer and Craig did, however, notice something important. Doctors told Jennifer and Craig that Sammy was dead, but they left them alone in the hospital room to say their last goodbyes to their beloved boy. Jennifer said prayers for her son, and they both talked to him. They each told Sammy that they were proud of what he had done and that they were sorry they couldn't save him. When Craig looked at his son's face, he thought, "I couldn't believe it was happening again." Craig looked at his son, though, and saw that something was moving. He thought that maybe he was dreaming or that he was just going crazy. He saw his son struggling to breathe, though, and quickly called for a doctor to come back into the room. The doctor told Craig that his son might just look like he is having trouble breathing. When the doctor walked into the room and saw Sammy, he knew the boy was still living. The team went back to Sammy's room right away and got to work on him again. Even though doctors were able to get Sammy to the ICU quickly, they ran into another problem: his organs were getting worse. It was the only thing the doctors could find that made the young man's brain work. But Jennifer remembered that she saw his eye move when she talked to her kid. Jennifer knew what she had to do after that. As she played her drummer's son's favorite songs, she talked to him the whole time. "I looked at Sammy and said, 'They're telling me you're not going to make it,' she said. 'You've already shown them they were wrong. You can do it again, I'm sure.'" Sammy opened his eyes soon after his mother talked to him. The doctor's mood changed from loss to inspiration after that. To save Sammy, everyone knew they had to work together. After being in the ICU for 2 weeks, Sammy lost all of his memory. Before the accident, the last thing he remembered was signing the safety waiver at the rock climbing gym. His friends told him what really happened. Sammy rang the bell with pride when he reached the top of the rock wall. He went limp all of a sudden, which his friends thought was funny. Jennifer thought that what happened to Sammy might help her understand what happened to Frankie when she died 3 years before. Right now, Sammy is getting better, but he still can't walk on his own. Physicians are amazed by the young man. He has even been called a literal miracle because they thought he was dead but he lived. Jennifer knew that her kid's strange events were connected after they happened to both of them. To learn more, the whole family, including Frankie, had tests for a rare genetic disease. Her DNA sample was found in the hospital system. Jennifer and her kids were found to have catecholaminergic polymorphic ventricular tachycardia, a rare genetic disease. This heart disease causes adrenaline spikes that make the heart beat irregularly. This is why it happened during Frankie's seizure in Sammy's climb. Sammy and Jennifer are now getting help for their illness. The Burkos have thought about how different life might be if babies were checked for the genetic disorder at birth so they could get treatment and be healthy. Jennifer and Craig said that they think Sammy made it through everything he went through because he is full of life. He fought through everything because he loved life. The Burkos also said that their family had turned into a triangle since Frankie died. Still, they love each other very much and are thankful for each other. What a powerful story about a strong family. While the Burko parents were the ones who saved their son, it happens all the time for kids to save their parents. When this mother had a seizure, a little girl jumped in to save her. That's it for today, friends. Please let us know what you think about this story. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon for more amazing stories.